I feel like you owe us a double dose of
approach.
input into the hand history jar.
Yeah, we've got 40 bucks.
I
Fuck
like
GTO.
that. Yeah.
Yes.
Lame.
I'ma go get it. We just keep pushing the limit. I am like all the way with it, all the way living. Y'all are just bearing the witness.
Poker is like never going to be solved right. I mean, too many combinations. We all know that. Like you can maybe solve pre-flop charts, whatever, but there's too many combinations of decision making to ever have it be solved. So, I mean, can't you get to almost the very top and just let your opponents make mistakes?
Maybe I'm not, but I'm better than you, yeah. But all of them voices, we got them. Lie to me, Hillary Rodham. I just came back from my kid in the bottom.
Yeah, I'll do the dad hat thing. I'll do it.
All right, we're in.
You have to do the North Carolina hat. No, we won't make him not wear a hat because I want to walk around with the guy. That's the first thing, is I do want to enjoy my time out with the guy. You know, we go to dinner. I don't want people staring at me. But like the North Carolina thing, yeah, we can do that.
Is anybody gonna win a Grizzly before the series is over?
I'm gonna play one first.
I'm gonna win one. Fuck it, let's go.
Yeah, I gotta go. This how it go. Yeah, I'm dying a legend, and just so you know. I gotta go. This how it go. I'm dying a legend, and just so you know. Yeah, I'm going for mine. Going for mine. You put it on me. You put it on me. You better believe. You better believe. You better believe they're looking for me. Yeah. I'm going for mine. You put it on mine. You better believe they're looking for me. I'm going for mine. You put it on mine. You better believe they're looking for me. Yeah. I'm going for mine. You put it on mine. You better believe they're looking for me. I'm going for mine. You put it on mine. You better believe they're looking for me.
Thank God we have Mika and Day and Brett back in our lives this week. Welcome to the Chase the Dream podcast. I'm one of those here, Rob Gardner, and I'm so glad to have some of my friends back. Unfortunately, we do not have Jay this week. Some crazy thunderstorms heading through Texas. I don't know what his excuse is because Brett's here and Craig's here, but I guess he doesn't have power, so he couldn't light the sign behind him, no candles, all of that stuff. But hopefully we'll have him back next week. Day, welcome back. Mika, welcome back. Brett, welcome back. Day, you had a fun trip. You were out skiing. I'm terrified to go skiing. I think I would break an ankle or a leg or something worse. But how was the poker? How was your trip?
It was awesome. We went to Blackhawk, my husband and I. This was kind of like a test run of what we're hoping the future is going to be, which is traveling, going on adventure, and mixing in poker for me because he doesn't play poker. So we went out to Blackhawk and we were planning on mixing poker with some skiing, some hiking, some good food, a little bit of looking at cities and towns we may eventually want to retire in. And it was an absolutely great trip. Had a blast.
Very, very cool. So walk me through. Okay, I've never skied. I've water skied.
Okay.
I've jet skied. I've never snow skied. So are we doing the bunny hills? Are you like, slaloming back and forth? How fast are we getting? Did you fall? Like, kind of give me the rundown here.
I'm a very good skier. I've been skiing since I was a kid. We used to go out a couple weeks every year. So I'm a decent skier. I'm old though, I'm not like 17, 18 like I used to be going down the Black Diamonds. So I kind of do the blues. If you're a skier, you know what the blues are. They're like the intermediates. But I'm a good skier. I go pretty fast, and then I'll ski. Then I'll wait for my husband to get to me, and then I'll ski it some more and wait for him to get to me, and we make a
Story of your
really
life,
good.
huh? Story of your life, having to slow down and wait up for him. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
So
I
I didn't say it. I didn't say that, but okay.
Have you ever tried snowboarding? Because I snowboard. I don't know if you noticed the.
Do you snowboard?
Do you snowboard?
That's because you're younger than me. You're like 10 years younger than me.
I learned to ski first, though, when I lived in Alaska. That's the first thing I learned to do was ski, and I skied for like 20 years and then tried snowboarding and loved it. But I used to skateboard in the 80s, so maybe that's why I like snowboarding. I don't know, but I prefer it.
Can I join you both on your trips? Because I have 2 snowboards in the closet behind me that I'm like itching to get out.
There we go.
Everybody snowboards now. I'm a little jealous. I tried one time.
Huh.
And then I was like, this is ridiculous because you're always like sitting on your butt in the snow. I'm
It's
like,
different.
what are these people doing? I can just stand up the whole time. Like it was weird. So,
And there's no way to get out of it either. You don't have that like auto release, in the back. If something goes wrong, you're stuck to that board.
You're just going to eat it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So importantly, Day, did you find us a property? Because I need a place to crash when I go hiking in Colorado after the World Series.
Okay, we found a couple cool cities. I don't know if I want to tell it. Well, I guess our audience isn't so big where it's going to like affect property values. But
They might. Day's moving there. Everybody's going to go snap up all the good properties.
and this is in the future. This is after our European adventures where we go and travel and we're in Europe for a few years. Like when we come back, looked at Arvada and Golden because they have the light rail. You can take the train right into Denver. You can see shows. Downtown Denver, you guys, is nice.
Oh, yeah?
I'd never been to downtown Denver. It's like Chicago, but super clean. And I love Chicago. Yeah. So imagine going into like Grand Central Station, downtown Denver, all the stone. It's like you're in a museum, huge ceilings, all this natural light, and you're in the train station.
That's awesome.
It's so ridiculously nice that I was like, this is definitely a possibility because you can take the train right into Denver. You can walk to the shows, and you guys, I'm like the theater fan, so go see theater. All the sports arenas are right there. You can walk to the sports arenas. They've got all the restaurants and bars and stuff, and Golden and Arvada both had like really cool downtowns, lots of hiking, lots of biking. So
I love Denver.
You know what Craig would love in Denver? You can go to the Colorado Rockies games, and just a 2-block walk from the Colorado Rockies is a place called One Up. It is a 3-story bar, huge bar. They have a bar on every floor. And it's just full of the old 80s and 90s video games. So they've got all the Donkey Kong and Pac-Man. And so you just go and you drink and you put quarters in and play video games.
First of all, you just sent me to a baseball game. That's like the lowest on my like interest list of sports to watch. And then you send me to an arcade. Come on, man. Send me to the library. Come on.
I'm just helping you out, man.
I would like the arcade for sure.
Send me to the library. I could check out a
book.
Did
he just say the library? Did I hear that correctly? Can we
a museum so I can learn something?
I'd like a book on caterpillars, sir.
Yeah. Books, museums.
You have no idea how blissful it is and rewarding it is walking around a library you've never been to.
Yes.
For some reason, maybe because a lot of money was donated, but the architecture in libraries in different cities is just fascinating. So I'll read that Caterpillar book with you too, Craig.
I appreciate you.
Craig and me are going to be geeking out. I'll go to play video games.
Heck yeah, Dave.
At some point, I'll tell you a museum story, but not for tonight. I got in a lot of trouble with my wife early on at a museum just because I spent too much time there. But Day, it sounds like your story went smoothly. No bumps in the road in this trip. You just like final tabled 3 tournaments or some ridiculous thing, and then.
Okay. So, to answer the poker was very profitable. Again, this test run, it's like check. Poker was awesome. 2 final tables out of 4 tournaments played. Nice cash session, even though it was short. And again, just got tons of like fun stuff with the husband into, including 2 full days of skiing. But I had one thing happen, and it's the craziest story I've had in quite a while. So I was at Bally's, which is where the Colorado Poker Championship was being held. And I had busted the tournament. And I was like, I'm going to play a little video poker. Turn around after like maybe 20, 30 minutes. I had played a couple different machines and like turned around, walking somewhere else, realized my phone is gone.
Oh no.
And I keep my phone okay, I keep my phone in my back pocket at all times. My phone has credit card, wallet, driver's license in my wallet here. All of that was gone. I'm in Colorado. I have no ID. I have no credit card. I have no phone. I can't call my husband who's at the hotel. And I am panicking. And I'm literally a 53-year-old woman running all over the casino looking to like I think I had played on 3 different machines. It was like crazy sprawling, I'm running and running and running. I'm freaking out. I'm grabbing security. He's going from machine with me to machine. He's like, calling everybody up on his little walkie-talkie. Anybody have a phone? Any phone? And I won't lie, after about 30 minutes of us searching, I was in tears. I was crying. I mean, like the snot, like everything, I was just crying. I had to borrow some poor young guy's phone because again, I don't have a phone, to call my husband as I'm like weeping on his phone. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, I hope he can wipe this down afterwards because it was just like a mess. And my husband's super calm. Like, I think because I was so upset, he just went into that super calm mode. And he walked over 15 minutes. He's like, let's look everywhere. Let's just make sure we talk to every security person and every window. And he's like, all right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to call the credit card company and cancel the credit card. And it had been about an hour at this point. And my husband had been texting my phone and calling my phone periodically. And right as I was borrowing my husband's phone to cancel our credit card, my phone calls him. And I'm like, oh, security, someone found it. Awesome. So my husband, I hand it to him because he is an Android. I don't know how to work Androids. And he answers the phone. And it's this young guy, and he's like, I have your wife's phone. I'll return it to you. And, hangs up. So now I'm thinking, okay, we're gonna, let's go in the casino. He'll return it to us. He found it there. He's somewhere in there, but he's not in the casino. He's in a car, like a mile down the road at a different casino.
Your phone
So my
magically
husband's
walked
like,
there.
my husband's like, we have to go outside. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, he's going to meet us outside. 2 young guys come in this like beat up car, hand me my phone. I'm like, I'll give you a reward. Like I gave him $100. Thank you so much. The whole time in my brain though, I'm thinking, why the hell are you in your car with my phone? Why didn't you turn it into somebody? But I'm not saying anything because I'm grateful that I have it back. And so I'm like, oh my God, I have it back. I have it back. And for the next 2-3 days, I'm checking my credit card. I'm checking my Venmo. Oh, you guys, I had an unlocked Venmo with no password on the phone.
Oh,
yeah.
You can
Because
do
I'm
that?
smart like that. Highly recommend having Venmo on your phone without a password. Yeah. They didn't take any of it, right? So I'm like, God, we got lucky. No idea why he took my phone for an hour, But we got so lucky. And then come the credit card charges. Because for some reason, he gave me back my phone with my credit card and my ID, but stole the credit card number and started like charging all these like $49.99, $79.99 gaming charges on there. So anyway,
you're gonna have to
all
watch
good.
identity fraud too, because you had your license for that long.
That's right.
So I spent today going to the DMV, got a new driver's license number. Hopefully it's all you can do. But man, I now have learned so many lessons, traveling lessons. And that's what I
Better
kind
to learn
of keep
them
coming back
in
to.
Colorado than in like Austria or somewhere.
Italy or something. Right.
Good point.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. I've learned so many lessons. So yeah, I will. This is done. Like this is gone. I'm no longer having any card back there. Everything's going to be around my neck. I'm going to I have plans. So it was a good lesson learned without too much damage. And still, anybody have any reason why the guy brought it back to me if he was going to steal my credit card info and everything?
$100.
$100 and tracker, right? Like your phone has a GPS in it. So,
and he probably thought you wouldn't check the credit cards for a while, and he could get away with it, at least temporarily until you left Denver if you didn't live there or what have you, or at least so he could like get away, So if if you found it, you're like, oh, I don't need to check the credit cards, don't need to cancel them, I have them right here. Next thing you know, you're charged.
Which is exactly what happened. I kept checking them, but it was
Brett, if your Feet Pick website gets a subscription from Diana Shabaton,
I'll know right now, right away.
It might be me, Craig, or Rob. It might be me. Just
it might be.
Yeah.
Well, all right. On that note, so Mika, Day, Brett, you guys weren't here last week. You may or may not have watched the pod, but Sean and Craig were having a little lovers quarrel because Craig was feeling left out, that Sean didn't get any of the...
I was feeling Sean was left out. I was worried about Sean feeling left out. No, it's not the same thing. I'm not left out. I'm in too many prop bets.
You felt like Sean needed to be included in the process. So, I believe, Sean, you've been working on an idea that you thought might be a good addition to the montage.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this.
I have. And Craig, you don't get to pipe up until I say, okay, go.
Okay.
Hold on, let me mute him.
Like that. Yeah, there
I've got him muted. He can't talk now. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, if you mute him, we won't hear him groan. But
you just tell me when okay, that's fair. That's fair. All right,
Why would I groan? You're the one that's in a prop bet.
See, he's already trying to wiggle out of it. But anyway, so here we go, right? All you guys have your prop bets. And this one is actually going to kind of be specific to Craig. So be it. It's the way I want to do it. If you guys wanted me to do one, fine, I'll do one. Whether you ever challenge me to another one is another question. Because, well, first off, initially it was suggested, by June 1st, me getting in 120 cash hours. That's probably too far away. So let's just cut it in half. We'll make it 60 hours. So half the time. And the target date is going to be April 15th. And of course, we all know that's tax day. And believe me, it will be. The point is to make me get out there, to incentivize me to get out there, do more hours on the felt. So I was like, well, what's going to motivate me? Yeah. What can motivate me to do that? I was like, oh, I know. And it just popped in my head. So I will say this, in spite of my nature, I'll do something nice when I win. Not an if, it's a when I win. And it's to help out
many
Craig.
Problems already. Gosh, I can't have to stay quiet. Okay.
Well,
you're helping me.
I'm going to help you when I win. When I win, I'm going to do you a human service. Okay.
I can't wait.
You have this massive hole in your cultural heart,
and I'm going to help fill that. That's what I'm going to do. So everybody knows, well, maybe not everybody, but to our audience, Craig hates horror movies, just hates them.
Can't stand them.
And he just avoids them like the plague. And it's probably because he doesn't like being a little scared, but and when I win, for every hour that I go over the 60 hours, which is the line, that will become an hour of horror movie that Craig has to watch, prescribed by me. So, our wonderful universe of viewers is going to be able to join in this fun. We're going to devote about 5 to 10 minutes on upcoming pod episodes for this. He can do it kind of like a book report where he tells us about the movie he just saw. We'll go have a little discussion. And it's going to be ones that I prescribe to him, of course. Nice. Now, you guys are not going to be left out of the joy of watching his immediate responses. He's going to have to record himself watching these movies. It's going to be great. Yes. But all of this is making him cringe. So here's the uncringe part, even though he won't believe me. Don't worry, Craig. I promise I'm intending to prescribe films that actually do make the genre great. I'm not going to assign you like any chop 'em up or slasher films or bloodbath movies. It's just
give us an example. Give us one example.
Okay, I'll give you a great example, even though it's not particularly a great film, and it probably won't be assigned. So here's an example. Bram Stoker's Dracula, Francis Ford Coppola from 1995, I believe. Have you ever seen it, Craig?
I could probably do that though. I mean,
yeah. Well, you won't have to because I'm not going to prescribe it.
Oh, geez.
But it's going to be something like that where you're not talking about a slasher film. Okay.
Wait a minute. How does
you're talking? You're not supposed to be talking.
Oh my God. Okay. I cannot wait till I get to like chime in on this.
Are we allowed to call Sean Dr. Sean because he keeps prescribing these movies to Craig?
We're going to prescribe me some other things too.
Call him Dr.
As long as he prescribes me some other things to go along with it, maybe. Good stuff. All right. I'm sorry.
So anyway, I really do think that I can help you, and this is being dead serious here. I think I can help you find a level of respect for the genre that you probably didn't expect is there, because it's actually a very, very good source of really strong material, just story.
Couldn't you have said for every hour you go
You're
over, Rob has to read a book? Can Rob read a book? Why is it me? God almighty, I'm the punching bag.
So next time we'll make Rob read a book.
Sean, what if you don't go over?
Oh yeah, there's got to be another side to this bet.
I mean, it's only 60 hours, 6 weeks. That's like
all right. It's only 60 hours. That's nothing.
Is it like Disney movies? Does Sean have to watch Disney movies for every hour that he doesn't?
That's not painful at all.
Well, so here's the thing. While Craig is supposed to be quiet, he can be thinking up whatever he wants the reciprocal part of this to be. It won't hit because 60 hours, I'm going to hit that. But you see, while he's waiting for his chance to retort all this, he's going to think up something good, I guarantee you. But yeah, so to continue my thought, though, that really is what I'm trying to do. I want you to get a view of this industry that I think you probably got a bad view of when you were younger because of the fact that you probably saw the wrong movies, and that probably ruined you on the whole genre forever. So anyway, that's like,
I get to talk? When do I get to talk?
You're almost there. So you have to record yourself, as I said, so we can see your reactions. And then we'll knock that out for you, and we'll do that on the weekly. So, okay, go. You going to try and wiggle out of it?
There's so many things wrong with this. There's so many things wrong. First of all, I kind of enjoy being scared. I enjoy doing scary things. I like climbing mountains with sheer cliffs. I like adventurous types of scary, right? But horror movies, I have very much a problem with them. I don't enjoy them. They scare me in a way I don't like to be scared. But that's not even the point. How is it that that your prop bet, it has me as your punish point when there's all these other people potentially to be punished? Rob needs to read some books, I don't know. Brett needs to go on more dates, something. But like, why am I the target of this pain point? I don't understand that. I don't understand that. That
So
seems.
you're saying I could punish anybody? Why you?
Yes. What did I do? Oh,
Why not
man.
you?
I know I'm such an easy target.
Weren't you the one that brought up the prop bet with Sean, though? I believe it was you who dragged this out of him.
I was speaking for everybody, saying everybody was getting involved in prop bets, and Sean just kind of like slid through, and no one like pointed at him, and he got through free. And I was like, I feel like Sean's being left out. I don't want Sean to be left out. Hey, Sean, maybe you should do a prop bet. And all of a sudden, I'm the one that's going to have to pay the price. By the way, 60 hours is not enough. That's not enough.
Want to make it 80?
Come on, Brett, help me out here with the negotiations. That's nothing. Brett does that.
I already said that wasn't much. That's 10 hours.
Brett
a
can
week
do that in 3 days.
Well, you said 120 by June. I cut the time in half. We can make it 80 though. We'll make it 80.
All right, 80.
80's better.
80's better.
80.
So Sean, if you fail, and I feel like Sean's the kind of person that once he puts his mind to something, he's not going to fail. However, you said you're doing something that would benefit me. I think that the thing that you should have to do if you fail should also be beneficial to you.
Okay.
And I'm going to come at you hard because I don't think you're going to fail, but I want this to be something. Oh, I get proud of it. You got to stop smoking.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew it.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to ask him to go to Vegas this summer.
No, I want to do something that's good for Sean. That's like good for Sean. Something that Sean wants to do, but is hard. But I know Sean would never welch on a bet. If he fails, he would for every hour you fail, that's not many days you have to give up cigarettes.
For every day.
For every hour you come short, because you said for every hour you go over, that's an hour of horror movies I have to watch.
So
every hour you come short, it's a day without cigarettes.
Done.
Okay.
I like this.
Well, oh gosh, but he's just gonna patch or like vape or something like.
Can't you make
Craig,
him
you
quit
can't.
forever? It's going to be good for him. Make him quit forever, Craig. If he misses by 1 second, he quits forever.
Forever's harder.
Forever's
That
way
is
harder.
much more difficult. And it would benefit him a lot more.
We've already made the deal for days.
I feel like if he can quit for 3 days, he could quit forever. Once he proves
he's probably
himself,
right.
If he can prove himself, he can quit for 3 or 4 days. Then you can quit forever, which he wants to do anyway. Like this is something he wants to do anyway.
Fair. That's fair.
Yeah, true. True. No, that's done. Yeah.
Here's the other problem. Wait, there's one more problem. I don't have a lot of hours in my day to be watching horror movies.
Yeah. Well,
You're
we're
just
only
getting
going to
ready
be
to
able
get
to
done
go
with
over like
soccer.
Yeah, we're only going to go over like one a week. So, you can draw this out as long as you like, as long as you're managing to find yourself, depending on what movie I assign you, 90 minutes to 2 hours a week. If you can't
What about
find
Lori?
that,
Does Lori like it? Will Lori get into those movies?
No, we neither of us do horror movies. That's why it's.
Well, you made a bad deal then. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm not sure I've accepted the deal. Have I?
Yeah, you did.
I heard it.
You counter offered it.
I heard the
and then
counter.
I said done. So
I heard done also.
Right
he's
now
already
that this is a
kinda
done deal, I am so happy that I missed. I don't know about you guys, Mika and Brett, but I'm so glad I missed last week because I hate horror movies more than Craig hates horror movies.
God almighty.
Oh, now
And
she puts it
I
out there.
Shit, you shouldn't tell me right there.
I was waiting, and I was like, "Oh, thank God I didn't go last week on the pod because I would have been roped into this, and I never would have. Like, I don't think I could have done it. Like, I physically can't watch them. So
That's
I've
what
been
I'm
watching
saying.
horror movies since I was like 8 years old. I love horror movies. It's like one of my favorite genres. Horror movies and comedy movies. Are like
Let's move on. Jesus.
Yes, indeed.
Brett,
Yeah.
man, you're going through a big transition here. Why don't you tell us what's been going on and what's coming up for you in the next couple months?
Which big transition over the last 3 years of big transitions are you talking about?
Yeah,
The most recent one.
The most recent
Fair.
one. No, yeah. I think I mentioned like briefly, just like threw it out there on the pod a couple weeks ago, but I lost my job in February. So I was head of recruiting for a sales training and staffing company. I kind of came into a toxic environment. I knew it was toxic, but I needed the money, got bills, child support, got things to pay. So I took the job anyway. I enacted a plan, which I thought was a good plan, kind of made us a true staffing company, with recruiters, salespeople, things like that. But I wasn't really given enough time to produce results, less than 6 months. So I think one would say that's not a lot of time. So I was terminated. And it turns out actually 2 weeks after I was terminated, so about last week, I found out that the whole division was let go. So everybody got fired, basically. So one of those toxic environments you just walk into and yeah, got booted.
So what's the plan going forward?
Well, right now I'm selling my house, which is why I wasn't here last week. So I was painting cabinets, but I did watch the pod while I was painting cabinets. So that was good. But I got everything ready for pictures, looking all pretty, but I'm selling the house. That's going to give me the opportunity, I think, to get away from corporate America. I have a lot of like PTSD from the last 3 positions I've been in this world. I can't stand it anymore. But it'll allow me to play a little more full time. It'll allow me to play the summer at the World Series, which I feel like I have a lot of equity in. That's why I love going to the World Series, despite I know how half the people on this pod feel about the WSOP. I am on the other end of that. So I get to play in that. I'm a little nervous about it, though. A little scared, a little anxiety. Last time I tried playing for like a full time, like most of my money kind of setup, I didn't run particularly well. I would spend a lot of months breaking even, which, yeah, it's great. I didn't lose money, but I also didn't make money either. And when you're trying to pay your bills from making money, not making money is not a good thing. So I suffered a bit from it, both kind of mental health wise, I think a little, but also I think my play probably suffered too a little bit from that. But the plan is to study more with like some of Faraz's videos, get back into some of the, not just the ones I edit, but the ones, that I think are really good for the World Series, like exploitative, videos, things like that. Rob's got a new course that I want to check out and learn from. So a little plug, shameless plug there for Rob. And then, I think I want to move my career more into video editing. It's something I really love. It gives me energy. It doesn't suck energy away from me. I already do that a little bit on the side with Faraz, but I want to try to reach, out and do more editing for more clients, do that more on like an independent contractor basis, as kind of a steady source of income, if you will, in addition to poker. So I think I have a good plan, but, I'd be lying if I said, I wasn't nervous about it, just because it's not that steady Eddie paycheck that you can guarantee you're going to get every 2 or 4 weeks, so it's definitely different. And it just kind of has my anxiety on a little bit on high for sure. So, yeah.
With the WSOP, which, hey, there's nothing wrong with being excited about the WSOP.
I love it.
You don't have to feel bad about that. Is there any
I don't feel
excitement? Okay, good. Is there any like additional excitement from, being free of some of the job stuff you're having to do, like some of the baggage from last year not being on your plate this year? Like, is there any type of like, hey, I'm fresh, I have a different, direction this year from past years that maybe gives you more opportunity or more, thrill with the whole thing?
I think so. This is like a fresh start, I feel like, for me. I'm not going to have this house, which has a high mortgage on it. I won't have to pay all these bills that you have to pay with a house. It's like triple the cost of like an apartment, to run a house. So that's also like part of my anxiety last year when I tried to do this full time. I needed like $6,000 to $7,000 a month just to like get by. And that's not that easy to make playing poker, like at 1-2 or whatever. I'm sure everybody here kind of understands that. So without having all of that on my back, those monkeys on my back, if you will, I feel like I'll be in a much better position to play correctly instead of like having that in the back of my mind, like, wait a minute, is this the right thing to do? And being timid and things like that. I just feel like I'll have a proper bankroll this time, which I've never really had. I've always tried to make it work with like $2,000 or $3,000 or $4,000, which is just not that much money in the world of poker. And then I'll also have a little nest egg too. So, if things do go a little wrong, I don't have to dip into my bankroll. I'll actually have a life roll that I can use, which again, in the past, I did not have. So I was literally just like the equivalent of living paycheck to paycheck, but without having the paycheck, if that makes sense. So I'm not going to be in that position this time around, which I feel better about. So a little bit anyway. Does that answer the question a little bit?
Yeah,
for sure.
A lot of cash coming this summer? Tournaments? More some of both?
Both, yeah. Cash is like, that's how I feel like I'm going to pay my bills, right? And then the tournaments is going to be for, to get me in the position where I can own a business or do something else on my own and then still be able to play poker. So poker's not the end all be all, but it is a little bit of a means to an end. And it's always been my dream to own a business. And so the tournaments will get me there, whereas the cash will keep me kind of, paying bills, going along and doing it that way until, I can do something for myself for a change.
You've been so thoughtful about this, Brett. A lot of people would probably take this news and be knocked down. And I just reflect on our first podcast that we had, that the comeback kid. And this is exactly what you're doing again, is you get knocked down and you just hop back up immediately with a new plan, and you think of and you highlight the silver lining in every situation. And I think a lot of poker players can get value from that, because life's not easy, and it's not easy for anybody. We just all face different types of challenges. And if you could really focus on the silver lining or the good that comes from the challenges we face, then you just have a brighter future ahead of you, and you have something to hope for. So I'm so proud of you. I'm excited to hear more about your journey too.
Thanks. Yeah. I mean, we'll all be there for it. So we'll see how it goes. It's not my first time starting over. It's not my first time going broke. I hope it's my last, but it may not be. So if it's not, I'll just bounce back again. That's what I do. I give people advice all the time, and I'll give it to anybody watching. Don't be afraid to start over. Like, we all start over at some point. It happens. It doesn't matter how old you are. I'm 45 starting over. It's just the way it goes. It's just, the key is you can't just lie down and take it. You just got to get back up, get back on the horse, and try and figure it out. And everything happens for a reason. I firmly believe that. And I was talking to Jay about this, and I wish he was here, but we were talking about how it's like God and the universe, like, taking away all the like bad shit out of my life to give me the dreams that I'm looking for. Because you can't have both the bad shit and the dreams at the same time. It just doesn't work that way. You got to get rid of that bad shit, and then your dreams it makes room for your dreams, basically. So I firmly believe that's what's happening to me right now. And I'm going to try to keep that, up here as I'm, moving through this plan. So,
one last question. Topless?
Wait, my feet in the pictures? What you talking about?
No, driving out to Vegas. Are we going top down?
Yeah, that's how
I
get
you
car topless.
Yeah, I thought he was talking about.
What else would I be talking about?
OnlyFans. That's what I thought you were talking about.
Brett, can you take your shirt off right now? Is what Rob is asking.
I don't think anybody wants to see the sweater that's hidden underneath this shirt. So,
does it say Big PP?
No, but I did find that. I did find the shirt on Amazon, and I'm gonna buy it before the World Series. I'm gonna have a new Hendon Mob picture with my new PP shirt.
Can you explain that really quick for the people that have no idea what we're talking about?
That's a good idea. So my PP shirt, if you look at my Hendon Mob, it has two big, P's on it, P and a P. And then underneath in small letters, it says, "I see you noticed my big PP." So, which is one of my favorite shirts. And I lost it over the years, but I looked on Amazon, they still have it. So I'm gonna buy it before the summer for sure.
All the poker people just look at it and see pocket pair.
See, it has kind of a double entendre, doesn't it? It could be, "I see you notice my big pocket pair. I see you notice my big PP."
There you go.
It works. It works.
Somebody on our team here was cutting down the nets this past week, I think. I don't know if that's a thing or not.
No,
maybe getting doused in Gatorade, maybe getting votes for Coach of the Year, maybe getting calls from Manchester United for possible job opportunities. Big things happening this past weekend, Craig.
Yeah, we the season is reaching a conclusion. We did extend our season. Last week we talked about having a big match to put us to the Final Four, and we won. We battled. I was really proud of my team that stood up in a very physical thing. But the season, it's coming to an end. But there's been a cost. It's been a very probably one of the longest and physically, mentally, emotionally draining seasons I've had. It's just really been taxing on me. I knew I was going to have a talented team this year. I knew they were also somewhat inexperienced. I was coming off of my shoulder surgeries. That was keeping me out of my normal routine, both the gym and my poker routine. I didn't eat well this winter. I've been pushing myself so hard. I push myself really hard in my classroom too. I hold myself to an extremely high standard, and it's just, the energy that I'm putting into everything, it's been tough. And then there's poker, and I've been trying to kind of play through all of this, acting like I was just like superhuman or something, and I probably should have just shut it down at some point. It was
So,
I was trying to do a lot.
Why? Tell us why. Go into that a little bit more. Why should you
Yeah,
shut it down?
I've made myself sick. I mean, I've been the last 4 pods, you guys, my voice has been terrible. I've been just nonstop go, go, go. Juggling all these balls, trying to keep everything in the air, and trying to do everything at a high level. And my immune system is so weakened, and it's both my like physical immune system, but also like I think of a mental immune system, our resistance to anxiety and stress and depression. I'm not sleeping. My diet is garbage. I have gotten back into the gym, but what I really probably need is rest. And I found this weekend, I found that I had a little moment with poker. I was playing poker just to play. I wasn't looking forward to it. I was going through the motions almost so I could just call myself a poker player. I was like, why am I playing? And as a result, I've had the worst start to a year that I've ever had. The first January-February combo that I've ever had in poker. And the realization is I can't do everything I want to do if I want to do anything well. I'm so sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I can't do this. So I just need to shut it down. I need to take a step back from poker. I need to give my focus to this team and this opportunity that's in front of us. I mean, we have a very, very big opportunity, and poker will be there when I get back. I need to focus on this, focus on my players and my students. And, we're going to travel Wednesday night. We're going to leave school after school. We're going to go down to Round Rock, Texas. We're going to face the last year's defending state champions in the semifinal. And if we're fortunate enough to win, or after we win that, we're going to face either the team that knocked us out of the tournament the last 2 years, or the team that won the previous 2 state tournaments before that. So there's really no easy route. But I don't know any other way except for going like hard and like going full, and it's going to wipe me out, but it's what it's going to take. And at the end of this week, what I'm really going to need is a vacation. But what I really want is to, then be able to finally turn my focus back to all the goals that I talked about on the first pod, like what I wanted to do this year. And I'm in trying to do all of it. I was doing none of it well, I don't think so. It's been like a month of this being sick, and so I'm just kind of ready for that to be over. I don't want to lose. I want to win the tournament. I want to win. I want to be state champion. I think these boys have earned that opportunity. So hopefully we'll finish strong. But either way, they've battled. So pretty proud of them.
A day in the life of Craig Savage on April 16th, other than after losing the bet to Sean. What does life look like?
We start at the gym. We'll start at the gym. We'll wake up from a very good night's sleep, hopefully 8 hours plus. We'll go to the gym. We'll come out from the gym, get some early morning sunlight. We'll let's say April. We'll go to work. We'll teach, and then we'll hit the card room. We got to get some hours in. We've got to get the bankroll moving in the right direction. Probably lunch. We'll study for an hour. But yeah, I need to get back into like a little bit of rhythm and a routine.
Do you feel like the prop bet kind of forced that poker out of you a little bit where you didn't want to play?
Yeah, I mean, I'm for sure. I mean, I'm competitive in everything, and the idea of trying to get those 20 tournaments in before June 1, and I'm not wearing that damn Carolina hat, so I will accomplish the. I don't know. Maybe I won't. If I don't, I'm going to wear the Carolina hat with a big sign saying I'm only wearing this hat because I lost a stupid bet. But if I lose the bet, I lose it. But I can't keep making myself sick trying to play the tournament. And I mean, I was playing tournaments, and I actually don't think I was playing that poorly. I just wasn't playing my best because I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm an old man.
You're tired. Yeah.
Craig, you know what's interesting?
Oh, sorry, guys.
Is and this whole group is going to frown on me, and I
Uh-oh.
shouldn't even share it with you, but I'm
do it.
having a soft place in my heart today. You
Oh
could
my
wear a UNC sucks hat. That was never.
Take the marker and put, Jay's bought the hat apparently already. It's probably one of those dumb trucker hat that sits up so high that, instead of a nice hat like this, that fits my actual head. But I'm sure it's going to be like walking around with a billboard. We'll see.
That's a good idea, Mika. That's actually, I don't think that was discussed. That's a good point. That's a very good point.
I think you could talk to Jay, but I think he'll let you buy out for like wearing North Carolina boxer briefs for the next 6 months as opposed to a
Are
hat.
you kidding me? That might do more damage to me.
I don't know. Might spice up your marriage. Maybe it'll,
I don't know. I think it might have the opposite effect on me.
I do think you could still get in 20 and take a break, by the way, because you started out strong. I think you had 7, right, in the first.
I've got 8.
You're
eight.
almost halfway there.
I got 8. I've got 1 cash. Day's like 8 of 10, and I'm 1 of 8.
That's only 8 tournaments in the span of tournaments. That's like not even 1.
Day's played 10 and cashed in 8 of them.
Well,
in
Dave's
the same
better than
time
you.
frame.
What do you want me to say?
I know. I need to study with Day. I need to start studying with Day.
That's the answer.
There you go. Mika, you're being so thoughtful today and nice. You haven't had any of those jabs. How are you doing?
I am glowing. I got sunshine last week. A lot of things are winding down. I know. I kept telling y'all that I've been depressed and I haven't had sun and it's been 15 degrees. Well, I got out and I got some sunshine. Loved every second of it. Partnered poker. We matched. We had 150 mentees apply and we were able to match 80 of them. So that was awesome. It took a lot out of me and Christina, but feeling really good. We're moving forward. We're in month 1 of 3. Really excited about that. And I really like my job right now. I have a lot of things going for me in the workplace and I'm really loving it. So like check on all fronts of life. And I think like the main difference between me today and me a couple weeks ago is I'm starting to get excited for WSOP. But also I'm not burnt out right now. I'm feeling like really energized and really refreshed. I feel like a whole new human being. So I'm starting to get excited again for things.
Good.
Good. You've got
Where did you go? You haven't told us where you went.
I went to Charleston, South Carolina. I went for a work trip and stayed for the whole weekend and got to hang out with some of my best friends from home and literally just walked nonstop, like getting 25,000 steps a day and got to explore some of the history and probably eat too much good food, but it was well worth it.
Totally fine if you're walking 25,000 steps. You eat what you want.
Yep.
Thank you.
And
you got some fans in the chat talking about how much they're loving the partner poker program so far. So
yay.
Which doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, I signed up to be a mentor in round 1 and then I got coaching for free. So that was fantastic. So you're not burned out, which is amazing to hear. I know you are another person, it's a theme in this group, who just goes 110 miles an hour towards things and works so hard on things. So you said you're starting to get excited for WSOP. Has there been any thoughts about what you want to do this summer, how you want to approach it, or are you just going to kind of let it come as it comes?
I'm going to think about it. Hopefully next week I'll have a better update on where I'm at. But right now I'm just kind of experiencing and living in the moment and not stressing out about what the future of poker has for me.
I like it.
I wish I could get there. I'm jealous.
Join me on the dark side.
That sounds like the light side. I think I'm drowning in the
side.
dark. I'm drowning over here in the dark. Rob,
I have been looking at houses, just so you know. Just
we have
that out there. I've been looking at them.
Rob.
Yes.
Let's talk about another person who doesn't know how to pace themselves. Someone else who burns the
I got
candle
news
at
for
both
you.
ends.
Yeah.
I got news for you.
Candle at both ends. Someone who tends to work himself till he drops. What have you been up to?
I am getting done with this pod tonight. I'm going to spend about 90 minutes cutting clips for all the social media stuff. And then I don't have a thing that I have to get done until Monday next week.
What?
Which is
Woo!
not just an amazing thing this week. That's my schedule for like the rest of the spring.
Awesome. That's awesome.
So
there must be
yeah,
some
a lot
reason
of
for this
that.
new schedule. That's a lot of
well,
bath.
you're not
I
wrong.
I
I actually like legit have not had a bath in I don't
Here
know.
comes
a
the
week?
lie.
I thought it's something.
I guess
I thought
a
I was
week.
smelling
I have to
something
think about
coming
it.
through the screen.
24 hours.
I've had showers.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe I might
Well-
have squeezed one in like Tuesday or Wednesday last week. I don't know. But it's
You're such a tease, man. Get to the exciting news.
Right.
yes, I finally finished this almost 500-hour project. Launched Ramp Poker, which is a online poker course, hopefully multiple online poker courses over the coming weeks and months. I've talked about it at length on the Poker and Pizza podcast, and we talked about it a little bit on the Rec Poker pod last night. Basically wanted to create a course that anybody could use, but was kind of shifted more towards casual recreational players and just people that are busy, people that have jobs and families and kids and don't have a lot of time to study. You know, they can't put 4 hours a day into studying or anything. And so bite-sized videos, and I'm very, very excited and glad that it's done. I spent over 80 hours last week video editing, and that wasn't even like all the video editing. It wasn't like I just did all the video. That was just a chunk of the video editing. But I was so determined to just get this done and off my plate that I was like, I'm locking in, I'm shutting the door. I'm going to put 16, 17-hour days in until it's done. And now that it's done, it's like, it just adds to everything I do. Like if I go make content, it helps promote the product. If I go play live, it helps promote the product. If I win a big online tournament or a trophy, it helps promote the product. So it just brings a lot of synergy to what I'm doing. And now it's like, there's more courses I want to make, but I can make them when I make them. I can make one next month. I could wait until summer and make it. There's not a like, I have to get this done by a certain time. So I'm in a really good place. And, I've got my anti-Craig device here that I'm going to be spending some time with over the next 5 days. There's also, not that anybody cares, but there's this video game came out that's called UFO 50. Basically, these 6 game developers spent 8 years making a bunch of mini games, and they created this story where like this old video game console from the 80s was lost and never released, and they found it in like a storage container with all of these old school games. And so it's like 50 games from like the early 80s through the early 90s. And then there's like this secret hidden story arc behind the games that you can like crack in the code, and the story about how like one of the game developers was murdered. It's crazy. It's my realm, right? So I got some time to sink into some things that are a lot of fun. And now, like, not that I didn't enjoy making curriculum, but there were aspects of making curriculum that were just absolutely bloody hell. Now the to-do list is literally all the things that I love. And
Good.
no have to do it by this time frames. So I might get up and make 2 YouTube videos tomorrow, but not because I have to. And not because I want to, Craig, because I get to.
Yeah, you get to. There you go. There you go.
What is the line on the next time Rob does another project? 3 months?
I'll take the
That
under.
might be that's too much.
I'll take the under.
I was gonna take the under.
Because I think one
not a good
weekend
line.
3 is too much for Rob.
I think 3 weeks probably a better line.
I think the bigger question is, what project is left? Like, what have I not tried other than like joining Brett's,
OnlyFans
website?
feed.
Like,
I think it's called Feet Finder is the feet one.
Rob,
well, I don't know that. You go ahead.
I have a question for you. Ramp Poker. Talk about what was behind the name?
Oh, it's actually really simple. It has nothing to do with poker. It has everything to do with like marketing. I wanted something that was a very short domain name that was easy to put in. 2, I wanted it to stand out and be something that's stuck in people's heads. And so I thought, let me come up with something that's just out of left field, give it some really bright colors, and go with it. And so I was like,
God, I had such a better answer for you.
What did you think it was?
Well, look. So think about what ramps are for. They're helping.
Yeah, you ramp up.
Yeah, but
Sure.
Ramp up.
when people need an easier way to get where they're going, a ramp is a way to do it. And you're providing people this ramp, this on-ramp. I thought that's where this whole thing was going to go. That was like,
that was my day 3 aha moment after I decided that a guy's doing a handstand in neon green with a skateboard was really cool looking. So we got there eventually, but all I cared about was I wanted something that was going to look like, I wanted a patch that, like, when people saw this, they're like, what the hell is that? Like, that's what I wanted. And that's what I got. So,
well, Rob,
you're not wrong,
when I'm out there pitching your product, when I'm out there selling this to people, I'm going to say, look, there's ways to get where you're going. And sometimes when somebody's going to make that pathway easier by building you a ramp, that's what Rob Gardner has done for you, is giving you this on ramp. And I do think to be like, here's my pitch. I think that what you've created, and I've only had a chance to peruse a little bit of it, is definitely filling a niche in the market. I think that when people get into wanting to get better at poker, it's like you have to go from 0 to 100, and there's a lot of, you have to go right into the fast lane. There's no on ramp that's easy. And people can jump into, there's lots of courses out there and lots of training sites, but you can jump into them and almost be overwhelmed because of, where they go and what they're asking you to do, when people don't even want that. They just want an easy on-ramp to get a little better at the thing they like. And I think that, I've said this to people before. When you and I first crossed each other's paths, which was a long time ago, on LPP, Learn Pro Poker, you were substitute teaching that day. You were doing the lesson. And I, as someone who teaches for a living, was in there, and I said to myself, this guy, I don't know who this guy is, but he really does a good job of taking something that's complex, making it easy to digest and simple, and making me realize that the complex thing wasn't actually that complex because of the way that you teach. And so I think I recognize good teaching when I saw it. So I'm very excited about this, your project. I think that a lot of people are going to gain a lot from it. I know that I will go use it, and sharpen myself with it, for sure. But I do think that there's a lot of people who want small, digestible, easy to understand ways to get better at the game that they love. And I'm super excited for you, because I know you put your whole self into it, and to see it come in, to be alive now and be real and ready to go. I can't imagine both the relief, but also the pride that you have in it. So, congratulations on that. I know it was a lot of work.
Definitely.
Yeah.
There's nothing stopping you. There's nothing stopping you from pitching it that way, Craig, by the way.
Well, I'm going to.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you? That's a great pitch, by the way.
Go ahead, Sean.
It was very deep. I have something to say on this that isn't nearly as deep, but
oh God.
In the early part of Rob putting this stuff together a little bit, I did have a couple of little, idea bubbles go off over my head, but I didn't get to use them. Because Rob came up with the really cool logo with the skateboarder guy. I had an idea, but then, of a really great logo. But then Rob added the second P into Ramp Poker. So I didn't get to use what I had in mind. A little more in Brett's world. But
the big PP.
No, I just like the idea of Ram Poker,
Yeah.
And the logo I had in mind. Well, I mean, let's be honest. Go to a casino, it's 18 plus anyway. So the logo would have matched that.
Our podcast is marked explicit. Someone, you'll like this. For the first time this weekend at a poker table, I was recognized via the podcast. I had someone say,
Really
"Hey,
cool.
I'm really enjoying the podcast." Yeah, I'm really enjoying the podcast. It was a friend of Brett's. I mean, the guy Brett knows, and he's a really good poker player. He said he's really enjoying the pod. And then somebody else at the table asked about it, and he looks it up. He goes, "Oh, it says it's explicit." And I was like, "Well, it's because Mika drops the F-bomb at work." I said, "No, it's not that bad." I go, "We're not." He goes, "Yeah, I've had this other guy's a podcast. I couldn't even listen to it. It was just so many curse words." I was like, "Oh, well, ours isn't that bad. You're probably fine." But now with Sean taking it that direction, we might have to slap an extra explicit tag on it.
There may or may not have been an early rendition of the logo that had 2 bigger P's and very quickly got thrown on the cutting room floor, as Sean likes to say. And Craig, I was inspired by the last time we did this. So the way that it works, I don't know if you heard this, but the only way to get one of these patches is to be a member of one of the courses and get a 1K score. So
just give me another challenge.
Can't get one any other way. So
Rob,
there you go.
Give the guy a break for just like 2 weeks.
When he comes back,
Craig, you forget what he just said. Okay, you forget what he just
for a week.
said.
Yeah, I got to get through the soccer season.
Until you get through soccer. That was very mean, Rob. That was very mean.
Day.
She's gonna get it before me anyway.
He doesn't need to be the first one to get a ramp poker patch. He can be 25th or 30th. It's fine. The 30th patch is almost as good as the first one.
Not in Craig's eyes.
You know what? Day, I will even write number 30 on the back for him so he can feel special. And I'll put it on there and I'll sign it, and he can know, like, I got 30th place. And it'll feel great. Like, he'll be fine.
What cartoon is it that we used to watch as kids where they put like the meat like hanging or something like hanging
carrot
in front of them? The guys, that's what you're doing now to Craig.
Well, here's I'm gonna double dip on it. I'm gonna win a global trophy for 1K next week in the map. I'm gonna play some PLO 8 or something because I know that series is going on. I don't even know how to play, but I'm gonna figure it out.
If your way of winning this patch, Craig, is if your first 1K score isn't a trophy, I will send it with some Duke apparel, some high quality, nice Duke apparel. So there you go.
Game on.
There you go.
So Rob, I was watching Poker and Pizza yesterday. Did you fix your controller? What was it, a joystick or something that broke?
Yes. Oh, yes. That scared the living crap out of me because this little Joy-Con. I can't come up here because I have one of those cameras. The little Joy-Con popped off and it was just a nub, and I was like freaking out because I just got this thing, and I'm like, does it glue on? Do I have to do this? And then it slid on, and it was like the most like relieving. I was like, oh, thank God. Like,
wait. Let me make sure I heard that right. I didn't understand exactly what you said.
I said slid on.
Your Joy-Con fell off and it was just a nub.
Yes.
Explicit tag.
This is where my thumb goes, Sean.
I mean, I can understand why you were having a bad day then. I didn't think I heard you right at first, but if your joy nub falls off and you're left with a nub, then yeah. Okay.
I am ranked 624,355th on the leaderboard for retro game achievements. So I've got some work to do this week.
Jesus.
We'll see where I'm at. We'll see where I'm at after these next 5 days. We'll update you on the pod next week. But these are the things that I have sacrificed to get where I am. And now this is the payoff. Is that I don't have to sacrifice these things anymore.
I would like to point out that we are coming in to the end of the pod here, and we're coming in at just over an hour, and Jay's not here, and I think that's why we're going to be on time tonight.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Is that because we started on time because everybody got here on time?
But we did miss out on a chance to put a little picture down here that we took when Sean wasn't here. What could we have put for Jay?
A Venom picture.
No, it needs
to yeah. See, the thing was, I didn't know if he was going to come or not. Like, I didn't really prepare for it because, I mean, Craig, you show up when you're like dying of Ebola.
That's right.
So
that's true.
You're like coughing blood in a napkin and like coming back. I'm okay.
Yeah.
So,
I play through it.
I thought he might still get there.
Play through the pain.
All right. Well, that is going to do it for us this week. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out for Day, Mika, Sean, Brett, Craig, and Jay, who is living by candlelight right now. My name's Rob. We'll see you guys next week. Have fun chasing the dream. How do we close this thing? Does anybody remember?
That's your department.
I know. We'll figure it out.
I'm going for mine.